Well, TikTok has had a reprieve from a US judge saying Donald Trump overstepped when he tried to ban the app from being downloaded in the United States. But how long can the ban actually last? It came in over the weekend. Let's bring in Dr. Karen Sutherland from the University of the Sunshine Coast. I think there's a lot of teenagers out there right now who are pretty excited about this ban not being in place. Talk to us about the reasons for it and what we can actually see now.
Well, a US court found that it was actually they actually put a ban in from the ban, if that makes sense, to until the final details of this deal are going to be sort of set out and worked out. And so that means in the meantime that the app is still available in the App Store, and people are still using it and downloading it just as much as they ever were. So it is a reprieve for how long, we just don't know. And because, I mean, there's a lot to work out if you think about it in terms of these details.
Oh, yeah, very much so. And I think it's something that Australian authorities are now a little bit worried as well. It turns out that when intelligence agencies said that they weren't concerned about TikTok, they actually hadn't spoken to TikTok. This is something we found out last Friday when TikTok's boss in Australia actually fronted a Senate committee looking into interference from overseas, the one that Facebook didn't actually turn up to. And that's now actually prompted our intelligence chiefs to say, oh, well, maybe we actually do need to speak to TikTok. Do you think it's something that we need to be worried about?
Look, I mean, it can't hurt to investigate. It can't hurt to research just to know what is going on. But, I mean, will we ever know? I just think we should, government should be doing that with all social media apps, just looking at what that data management and what's actually happening with it. I think that's a really smart move, and it's for sort of, national security. I think it's a good practice to be in, no matter what the app. So yes for TikTok, and yes for all the apps, I think.
Now, let's talk about Facebook. They're doing some video editing tools. Talk to us about what we know.
Yeah, well, last week Facebook brought out a video creators guide, which was kind of interesting because often in these guides, Facebook will highlight the sort of characteristics or features that they're going to, use to increase reach. So they're almost hints, if you were. So they came out with, a few good tips. They really pushed the idea of live video and how that is a great way to reach your audience, and they've been doing that for a little while. But they've also added new features, things like a back catalogue, so you can bulk upload your other video content that you've had for a while. And they also encouraged reposting videos that have gone really well, that sort of evergreen content that isn't dated, but is just good quality video with value for your audience. So that was another tip.
Interesting they talk about Facebook Lives, all very good, but God, some of them are boring, aren't they?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I think you have to think about it before you do it, and it has to be actually well planned. Like sometimes it's great to be spontaneous if something amazing is going on, but just getting on there and just waffling is not always a good thing. Actually think of who you're trying to connect with, and what are you going to show them, and maybe not go on for too long. And if you are, plan it out, like have little segments within the live, just so you know that you're going to keep moving, because listening to talk over and repeat themselves is not very engaging.
Oh, come on, I've made a career out of that so far. It's done all right for me.
You're a professional though, hey.
All right, I know you're on the Gold Coast. You have some fun a little bit outside of my 5K radius, so very jealous, but we'll talk to you again next week.
Great, thank you.